Hello, welcome to Dino and Nick's homestead. We are going to update you on our summer garden. Today is April 5th, 2021, and the temperature is absolutely beautiful. It is in the low 70s right now, and we are going to walk you through these three beds that are in front of us. We've got squash, zucchini, and potatoes. These are new beds that Dean just built, and he's going to give you some information on them. And Gideon is here for moral support.
So I guess you couldn't call these things totally organic because why louder?
Because
They can hear me.
speak loud.
Totally organic because it's treated wood on the outside, but the treated wood actually doesn't come in contact with the soil. But they should last a long time.
What is treated with creosote?
No, it's used to have copper arsenic in it, but they say it doesn't anymore.
We play it safe though. It
Yeah.
has no contact with our growing dirt.
There's a big debate on that, on how much of that actually leaches into the soil, and it's kind of up to the user's discretion as to
And why do
whether they
you
want
choose
it or
to
not.
use it?
Well, it's not coming in contact with the soil, and it lasts for years and years, whereas
Right.
the regular untreated pine's only going to last you maybe a couple of years. And a bed that is this deep, because this bed right here is about 19 inches. We took a full sheet, split it in half, so we were able to get a full sheet that's 10 feet long, and able to use it like one sheet that you buy at the big box store.
A full
is
sheet
going to last
of
you for
tin?
of the tin. Yeah, it's actually not corrugated. It's kind of a stamped, a different type. It's not the normal corrugation.
And also of note is it is so humid down here that any wood that is not treated would rapidly rot. But I digress. Go ahead.
Yeah, it would. And so what we did was at the bottom here of the bed, we put, there's a culture, I guess you could call it, it's called hugelkultur for building a raised bed garden. And it's supposed to originate in Germany, but I've got a feeling that it's been around for hundreds of years anytime there's a farmer. And that is that you actually put lumber or old logs in the bottom, and on top of the old logs you would put your compost, leaves and things like that, and then put your soil on top of that. And as the logs rot, they tend to nourish the soil, and the vegetables can get more nourishment from them during the years.
Yeah, but we didn't do that.
Yeah, we did do that.
Oh, well, I thought that was supposed to be a log.
There is lumber, old
That's
tree
right.
limbs in the bottom.
So
of it.
after Dean made the actual box, all underneath all of the soil and the plants here, there are twigs, sticks, cardboard, brown paper, logs. So that's not what he built the frame out of. That's what he put all underneath, and then
Right.
he filled everything up with compost, and you got a couple of loads of dirt, right?
Yeah, so there's cardboard on the bottom,
Right.
and then tree limbs on top of that, and then compost on top of that. And the last, maybe 10 inches is purchased soil that we used in there.
That's right.
And so this is actually called a garden mix right here. To me, it's not a real good garden mix because you can see it's going to take a couple of years for all the pieces of wood that's going to break down in here.
And I will tell you that there's a lot of brown paper bags at work. We get a new mask and a wristband every day at work, and brown paper bags are what they're contained in. And I save them all up, and there's a lot of brown paper bags going into the compost down there because it's very, very good for the soil.
So what's in here is yellow squash that we actually started seed in the greenhouse here. So you can see it is growing actually pretty good.
They look very healthy.
And what we hope to do is to train these to come over and come off the side of the box, and of course drop down here as they grow, because they'll probably grow to be, I don't know, maybe 4 to 6 feet long before they're done.
So we've got 8 plants in here, and that will give us a lot of yellow squash. Are these crook neck or just straight neck?
I think they're straight neck.
And you can eat squash raw, you can fry it, you can grill it. Grilled is my favorite. But I had never heard of it until I moved here from Canada.
Oh, really?
No,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had never heard of it.
So you can see
It
we
is
put a
delicious.
wire across the center of it.
And that is so the weight of the dirt doesn't bow out the sides of the bed, right?
Yeah. Push that side.
See, I paid
And then we
attention.
screwed the metal in, and we used a roofing channel, like a inch and a half by inch and a half channel for the corners on the inside here to keep the dirt from falling out and coming into contact with treated lumber.
Why didn't you do a 45 here?
I don't really like 45s. Sitting in the sunlight like they do, they never mesh out.
Oh, this is stronger?
Well, I wouldn't say it's stronger. It's just that it doesn't matter, because sunlight warps everything down here in this part of the world.
Hey, hello, Gideon. We see you. Okay, so this is the same type of bed, right?
Yeah, basically the same style.
And we have the wire support in, as you can see, except this is zucchini.
Zucchini. And the zucchini we started by seed. That's actually 2 plants. I need to cut that back. The zucchini we started by seed, and actually the squash, the yellow squash, is already passing it up, and I actually thought that the zucchini would take up.
No.
But I have a feeling, if you look at this soil here, I don't think that's a real good soil just yet. I think in a couple of years it'll be a pretty good soil, and after we put a couple of loads of compost on top of it, it'll be better. I got a feeling that soil is actually stealing some of the nitrogen away from the plants.
So let me tell you about zucchini plants. Anytime Dean plants, he always puts 2 seeds in. Okay, so this is 1 plant and that's 2 plants. Problem with that is sometimes you get 2 very, very healthy looking plants, and it's heartbreaking to the gardener to decide which one to call.
To make that decision.
I, however, am heartless, and I have no problem doing that.
What?
Bye-bye. Okay, let's move on to the potatoes.
Potatoes.
This is my favorite bed.
So what we did with these potatoes, actually we ordered 5 pounds of potatoes, of seed potatoes, and that's what you see on the right side of the camera.
These are actual seed potatoes ordered from like a seed place. Where did we order it from? Burpees or Johnny's?
We ordered.
It was a seed company, and it took forever to get here because it was back ordered. So these are actual seed potatoes that we ordered. Now what are these?
These are actually some potatoes that we had in the cupboard, and they grew roots themselves, and so we decided, well, let's try them. So we planted these, and these are actually the Pontiac Reds.
Yes. Aren't those what they use for crawfish boils?
Yes.
Little red potatoes that are used for crawfish boils. And we planted them all at the same time. And interestingly, these seed potatoes, the seed potatoes and the crawfish potatoes, they survived the great winter freeze of 2021.
Yeah, it was 17 degrees for maybe a day or 2 down here. And these were actually planted at that point in time and survived it. Survived it quite well, actually, as you can see. So, and another thing is we had these potatoes out. If you're worried about this, if we had these potatoes out on the patio where they molded and got mold all over them, and all we did was dust them in sulfur dust, and it killed the mold, and we planted them, and as you can see, the mold that was all over the potatoes didn't harm them at all, and they grew up. There was one here that didn't make it.
Check out how small this one is, and then there was a potato right here that sprouted, and then it just died. So I'm not sure what's going on. Last year, actually every year, I get so over anxious to dig up potatoes. I mean, literally, I would dig up potatoes right now if Dean would let me. But every year we say we gotta let them go longer. So these ones will probably dig up in June.
Yeah, we'll wait until the tops die back, and when the top, well, if I can keep you from digging them up, when the tops die back, and once the tops die back, we'll.
And do we need to add more dirt?
Well, you should. I mean, I'm not sure if these potatoes are the type. I think there's a determinate and indeterminate potato, and I'm not sure if these are the type that you actually fill up and they grow potatoes along the stem. They might be, but it doesn't look like we're going to do that. So
we haven't grown potatoes up much. We're not very.
Yeah, this is our 3rd year.
Yeah.
Third planting. So,
very healthy plants, though. I don't see any sign of bugs.
No, not yet, but it's still early in the year.
Yeah. In Texas, summer months is meant for breeding bugs.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's good for the first 3 beds.
Thanks for joining us. Subscribe to Dino and Nick's Homestead.